we have been talking about future ready skills. Okay, in the beginning of the session, we were talking about future ready skills, that I should be self-aware, I should be able to plan, I can do decision making, I can take initiatives. So all these things that we were talking about. Now let us try to be future ready if you're not yet. For that, there was one thing, that am I self-aware? That means, can I self-assess myself? कि मैं सही कर रहा हूँ या मैं गलत, if I'm right, doing something right, or I need some improvement in it. So can I do that? For that, even in the competition, you need to know if I'm doing this activity correctly, right? So you need some rubric for it. Rubric means you will get a guideline that, okay, this is right, this is right, this is right. Oh, acha, my video does not have this, so I need to improve here. So that this rubric will help you understand how to, if your final video is ready to be uploaded or not. Okay, so the judgment criteria that we discussed, first was presentation. Okay, so how will you know that your video is, the presentation looks very good in your video? How will I know that? For that, I have this rubric. So presentation, what does it mean? What will come under presentation? Presentation will include your body language. It will include, body language will include expressions, eye contact, use of movement and hand gestures. That means, if I'm doing this video, this activity with my parents, am I maintaining eye contact? So am I looking at them, or I'm just looking like this and doing the video? Okay, so I should look at the people with whom I am doing this activity. Then voice volume. Okay, if I would have been doing this session like this, so you have to have voice volume and tone and pace. This is not looking good, right? So you should have a good voice volume and a tone in the video. Hand gestures when you're explaining something. Point at what you're explaining, or explain using hand gestures and body movement. So this is how a good presentation looks. Background, as we discussed, use an appropriate and attractive background related to the concept. So if you don't find anything related to the concept, have a plain background. Okay, have a plain background, have your resources ready, and your resources should be just lying there so that it's very clearly visible. Okay. Self-introduction. This is very important. How do I start the video? So your self-introduction would include your name. So I am Tanushree Sharma. I study in grade 6 in this particular school. Today I have chosen English subject, and I will be doing iTeach activity on this particular topic. So your introduction should be very clear with all these details. Confidence. You should be very confident while you are doing the activity. You should know what you are talking about. You should understand everything that you're talking about. You should be able to explain it confidently and with assurance that I'm sure about what I'm talking. So if I'm giving a definition, I know that this definition is right. If I'm giving an example, I know that this example is right. So I'm confident about it. I'm very sure about it. So this is how good confident look like. So this is what I will be taking care when I'm looking at my presentation in the video. And the scores will be given as per this rubric. Then after presentation, communication. So how does a good communication look? In your video, when you are reviewing your video, see, are my instructions clear? So whatever instructions I'm giving to my parents, are my parents able to follow those instructions very clearly, or do they have to ask a lot of questions? So your instructions should be so clear that they exactly know what to do. So they can easily follow your instructions. Then parental engagement. So are my parents fully engaged and participative during the activity? So your parents should answer your questions. Whatever activity you're making them do, they should be doing this, that particular activity. They should be asking questions. So how to make your parent engaged in the activity. Then asking questions. So am I asking a lot of questions in between to related to the concept to check the understanding? So if you ask questions, your teacher in the classroom asks a lot of questions while teaching, right? Why does she do that? To see कि आपको समझ आया है या नहीं, have you understood or not? So similarly, you also have to ask a lot of questions so that you know कि my parent has understood or not yet. Then speech clarity. So when I'm talking, is it clear? Like, am I very quick? I'm just going on, speak clearly, not too quickly, not too slowly, not rarely use filter. So am I talking like this, or am I talking very nicely in the right pace, like speaks clearly, not too quickly, not slowly, rarely. So I'm not doing oh, like so. So am I doing like this, or am I speaking very clearly in the video? Not too quickly, not very slowly, clearly. What am I talking? I'm clear. That will need a lot of practice. So this is communication. Now, concept clarity. This is something you'll need to understand. So concept clarity, you will receive a document, right? In the EDAC platform under the iTeach competition, you will have a document which will list out the activity and what you have to do in that particular activity. So how am I using that particular content? So am I introducing the aim? That means what am I going to do today? What you're going to understand today with this particular activity? Are you explaining them the relation between what the activity you're going to do and the concept that you're going to teach? So you should clearly tell the aim of the activity, the topic, and how it is connected with the activities. Then external resources. So if needed, are you using a background or a board or a book, anything related to the object? Like I just gave an example. So if you are doing an activity about plants, so am I using appropriate resources like different types of plants? And if the activity needs ice and water, so is my ice ready? Has it melted down to water? So these simple things that your resources are ready, and I'm using external resources. Use of EDAC activity PDF to do the activity. So your activity, is it planned and executed as per the activity shared with you, with relatable examples and connections, and given a conclusion as well. So whatever activity you're doing, is it planned based on the PDF or not? And then desired outcome achieved. Isko main bahut simply I'll explain, very simply. So when you are done with the activity, I have introduced what am I going to do. You have done the activity. So to conclude it, to summarize it, you can ask questions with your parents ki, Mama, Papa, what have you understood today? So, or Mama, Papa, can you tell me this? Or can you do that? Can you give me more examples? That means that whatever you have taught, your parents have understood. So conclude the entire activity. Don't leave it abrupt. Ki activity is done and your video is shut. Don't leave it like that. Ask questions from your parents, or you yourself summarize. Ki Mama, Papa, what have we done today? So we started by talking about this, then we did this activity, then I asked this question, and then we completed the activity. Okay, either do this or ask questions. Mama, Papa, what have you understood today? Okay, so this is how you will conclude or end the activity. Is it clear to everyone? Yes? The activity is supposed to be in English, but the parents can, for the parents who don't understand English, they can go ahead and speak in Hindi. But the student should be talking in English. The child should be talking in English. Okay. Parents can go ahead and speak in their native language. If they don't know English, if they know, they can please use English. If not, they can use native language. But students are going to talk in English. That is one of the criteria. Okay. Now, these many things I have to do, right? How will I do it? Right? So we need to plan. We need to plan it. Now, I have told you that activity will come live on 22nd November and the last day is 30th November. So what will you do in this time? What will you do? On 22nd November only you will do the activity and upload the video? Or will you wait till 30th November and then do the activity? Or will you plan these 8 days and make a very good video? How will you do? Will you plan or not plan? Children, will you plan and then submit? Plan the activity, plan the video. Yes, so we need to plan this 8 days, right? We need to very nicely plan so that the video is perfect and I win the competition. Okay, so let's see how will we plan. So I will give you some guidelines to plan, do the planning. You can go ahead and take screenshots. Take screenshots, write it down. You can go ahead and do that. How will I plan? First thing, what you're going to do in this timeline. So when you log in the EDAC platform, go through all the activities. Okay, so you'll have all your subjects. If I'm grade 6 students, I will have one activity for English. I will have one activity for social science. I will have one activity for maths. I will have one activity for science. So I will go through all those 4 activities nicely. And then I will choose one activity. So am I going to do English or science or maths or social? So choose one activity that you are going to do. Now stick to that activity. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, once you have chosen the activity that this is what I'm going to do for my final video, what will you do? You will gain understanding of just a moment, of what has to be done. So in that activity, what you're supposed to do, that you have to gain understanding on. Also, if your video requires some pre-work before the activity, make sure to get that done. So suppose if you have to have a plant ready or you have to soak seeds, so do that beforehand, something that will take 2-3 days time. So make sure that you are doing it beforehand. Okay. Then what will you do? Go through the books and videos if you need more clarity on the concept. So you have your concept book, textbook, read the activity, read about the topic so that you get more clarity, or search videos about it so you know what you are doing. Take help from your teachers or siblings if you need more help to understand. Okay, ask your siblings questions, ask your teachers questions. Then gather your resources, whatever you'll need for the activity, get everything, keep it ready. Once everything is done, what will you do? You have a PDF, but how you are going to do that activity, draft it step by step. So how am I going to do this activity? Where am I going to ask questions? Where will I stop and pause? How much time will I give my parents? What questions will I ask to them? How will I conclude this? End kaise karenge? Everything you noted down for yourself. Okay, so this is the first thing that you will do. Then now the time is to practice and make yourself perfect. So how will you practice? Now my draft is ready. What am I going to do? How am I going to do? I know that. Now what I'll do, I will practice it. I will rehearse it alone in front of a mirror. So go and stand in front of the mirror, have your activity, have your document and practice it in front of the mirror. When it is going fine, it is going good, practice the activity with your parents by recording the rehearsal. So practice, when you're practicing it with your parents, record it. Have the camera, video recorder and record this activity. Then what you do, once it is done, go through the video. What video you have recorded, go through the video, reflect on the video and see where you have to make changes. And finally, refer to the rubric for better performance. So we saw a rubric here, these 3 rubrics. Go through these rubrics, see if my body language is looking good, if my background is nice, if I'm confident, are my parents engaged, am I speaking clearly, did I use the document clearly, did I use resources? So go through this rubric for better performance. So what have we done till now? Gather resources, understand about the activity, drafting, practicing in front of mirror, practice with parents, record, go through the recording, and then refer to the rubric. Now I think I have perfected my video. I know what are the mistakes. I have corrected the mistakes. Now the next thing will be prepare. Now you have to prepare yourself. To prepare, kya karenge? First thing, choose a background for your video. So what will be my background? Where will I stay? Where the video will be created? Choose an appropriate time with minimal background noise to shoot your video. So suppose in the morning, if I'm doing it, my maid is there and she's doing work, and that's why that might be some disruption in the video, or there is construction going on, so there will be noise from that. So avoid that. Think what is the appropriate time when I can record my activity so that there is very less background noise. Then gather all your resources at one place. Okay, so whatever I'll need, keep it in one place. Get appropriately dressed for the video, either in school uniform or appropriately dressed for the uniform. Ask your parents to be present, very important. Adjust your phone, mobile phone or video recorder, whatever you're using, so that it covers the presentation area, including you, your resources and your parents properly. This is very important. Make sure from where you're recording, you are clearly visible, your parents are clearly visible and your resources. You can even ask someone else to record the video for you. That also can be done. Okay, so I have drafted, I have practiced, I have prepared. Final thing is now record the final video and upload it in the platform. While recording, if you have made videos in parts, attach it to the final video, create the final video, make sure it is within the timeline and the file size limit, timeline 7 minutes, file size 750 MB. Upload the video in the platform. Make sure to upload in your grade only. Now, if you are studying in grade 1, don't upload it in grade 4. If you are studying in grade 8, don't upload it in grade 5. Okay, make sure you're uploading the video in your grade only. Okay, so these are the steps that will help me plan my entire 8 days time. Don't procrastinate it. Don't delay that, okay, 30th I have to upload, so I'll start working on 28th. No, start working from 22nd and follow all these steps to plan so that your video is perfectly qualified for the competition and that you're very close to the winner or you are the winner. Okay. Let me just go through the chat once. Let's see what people are saying. Yes, you can do this video with your brothers and sisters as well. Or you can choose a day when your parents are home. So on that particular day, you can do it. If you think that you can involve more family members, there can be videos wherein you need more family members. You can involve your grandparents, your siblings. You can involve those as well in the activity. Okay. Now, the most important part is platform, EDAC platform steps. How will I use the platform? Okay. Just give me a minute. Now, there are two things. Okay. So first thing is that if I have newly, if my ID password is newly created. So what will happen when you log in with the just a moment. Someone has asked something. Let me see. The EDAC digital platform, yeah, the topic will be given in the platform. Minimum number of participants in one video. This is not limited. Depending on the requirement of the activity, the number of participants would be. Okay, just 1 minute. No, you cannot do it with your friends. Your family members should be there, or your siblings or your cousins. Even cousins will do, but not your friends. Okay. Chalo. Now we will see the platform. Now, for some students who are non-EDAC digital students, so who have never used the EDAC digital platform ever, so for them, what will happen when you put in your login ID and password, it will look something like this. Just a minute. So I hope you can see it here. Login process is either you will download the mobile app from from Play Store. The app name is EDAC Digital. Reach out to your school. They will share a link also with you. This is the link. When you click on this link, the platform will open. Then you have an ID, you have a password, login using the ID and password that is shared with you. Then a prompt will be there which will ask you to update your first name, surname, mobile and school name. So these are some mandatory fields that you have to update. Even if you don't remember it, this will something that will immediately prompt when you log in. How will this be? So when you log in, so when you download the mobile application and when you use a username and password and log in, a page like this will appear wherein it will ask you to put your first name and your surname, your email address, your phone number, and your school name. Once you have filled all of these, click on update profile. Please take a screenshot if possible. So you have to update your first name, surname, email address, phone number, and school name. Wherever there is a red sign, these are important fields. Okay, once you have done, if this is not done, for those for whom it is prompting, if you don't do this in your platform, you will not be able to see iTeach competition. Once you have filled these, then only you will be able to see iTeach competition in the platform. So make sure once you have logged in, you are making sure that you do these steps. These are for non-EDAC digital students who have never used EDAC digital platform. Okay, or for the jahan pe teachers nahi padhati hain from the platform. Okay, now, so this is the first. Your school will also share this document with you. Don't worry. Let's look at the next thing. Profile picture is optional. If you want to, you can go ahead and use a profile picture as well. Now let's see how will you access the competition. Very important part. I know some of you might also be sleepy, but this is very important. So I will log in, just give me one moment. I will log in from my phone so that I can show you how you can access iTeach competition from the platform. Okay, so let me share my screen from my mobile. So this is my EDAC digital platform. So you have to log in the EDAC digital platform. I will show you from login steps. Okay, so this is how it will look. Your EDAC digital platform, this is how it will look once you download it. So you have to put in your username and your password, which will be given to you. You log in. Once you have logged in, go to National iTeach competition. Okay, so this is how it will look. National iTeach competition. Now I click on this. Here I can see my grades. Okay, so suppose I am in grade 1. So I will click the arrow beside grade 1. I click on this. This is showing me the activities. So there is English activity, there is EVS activity, there is maths activity. So I can just simply open these. It might ask you to log in once more. So please log in, go ahead and log in. So this is my activity. I can download it as well. यहाँ से download कर लिया. Or I can just simply go through the activity from here. Okay, so this is my English activity. Similarly, I'll go through my maths EVS activity and my maths activity. So I will go through all these activities. Whichever activity I choose, I will do it and I will create a video. ठीक है? उसके बाद हम क्या करेंगे? We will click on upload your submission. Acha, those who are asking me to repeat, once you have logged in the platform, scroll and search for National iTeach competition. So this is National iTeach competition, which you have to look for. Go to National iTeach competition. There you will see all the grades, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, whichever grade you are in. So suppose I am a student of grade 1. I will click on this arrow and I will have my activities for English, for EVS and for maths. For each subject, there will be one activity. I will simply open the activity and go through it. So I will go through my activity. Okay? Once I have done that, then I have to upload it. So for uploading, I'll go to upload your submission. Here you will see that, make sure to name your video as school name, grade, student name, example. Example, ABC School, grade 6, Shashank Shekhar. So this should be your file name when you are uploading it. Video entry is in the form of video, 1 per student. Only one video will be, the limit is just one video that you have to share. So it makes sure it is perfect, final and perfect video that you are sharing. Then maximum time limit 7 minutes. So your video should be under 7 minutes. File size should not be more than 750 megabytes. Then your due date is given. So Tuesday 30 November is the last date for you to submit the video. I'll repeat these in Hindi. आपका फाइल का नाम होना चाहिए, आपका स्कूल का नाम, ग्रेड और स्टूडेंट का नाम. आपका एंट्री वीडियो के फॉर्म में होना चाहिए, 1 वीडियो हर स्टूडेंट से. एक, ये नहीं है कि इंग्लिश मैथ साइंस है तो तीनों के वीडियो डालने हैं, सिर्फ एक. आप एक सब्जेक्ट सेलेक्ट करेंगे और उसका वीडियो आप अपलोड करेंगे. टाइम लिमिट 7 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. फाइल साइज 750 MB से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. फिर ड्यू डेट 30th नवंबर, तो 30th नवंबर तक आप अपलोड करेंगे. Attempt, there will be 2 attempts only. Yeah, 1 out of 2 attempts. That means you can attempt the video in 2 times. Now when I have to submit it, I will click on add submission. When I'm clicking on add submission, all these file types are given to you. So these are the types of files that you can upload. Okay, so you click on add file, go to video and select any, either you can, select a file and then select videos. So whichever your video is, select from your phone and simply upload it. Okay, so once you have uploaded the video, click on save. Your submission will be done. I'll repeat once more. Click on add submission. These are the different video file types. Click on add file, click on file, go to videos and attach your video. So whichever your video is, wherever it is, go and attach it. Once you have attached, click on save. How to change the name of the video? I will give a very simple example. When you go to file manager and go to videos, so you get an option here of renaming the file. So rename. So here you can simply rename the file. So this is very simple how to rename. So go to file and then wherein it will be in your documents, in your mobile phone, there will be one icon called file manager or files or documents. Simply go there, long press on the video, an option of rename will come and you simply rename. If still you're not able to do it, make use of YouTube. YouTube में काफी सारे videos आपको आते हैं जो आपको explain कर देंगे कि rename कैसे करते हैं. So this is very simple, and when we are actually talking about digital media, if I understand or not, so this is something that the students should search and try to know. I can give you all the information, but these are how to create videos and attach to the final video. All these you need to understand and explore how to do it. Okay, so your school will also share a document with you. Let me just share it once with you, which will have all these things. Let me just open and show it to you. Just a moment. So a document like this, your school will share with you, which will have all the information. Just what I showed you right now, everything will be here in this document. It will also have everything that you can do in the web platform. Similar, everything that I showed you will be here in this document. So this will be shared with you from the school. And also the rubric and everything that we discussed about will be there in this document. Okay, so just wait for till tomorrow if the school has not already shared it. this document will be shared with you